Paving this shit crank.
I'm the man up in this piece. King Kong ain't got shit on me.
What up, world?
What up?
Back at you.
Back.
One more again, trying to keep it consistent. Big Thorough, my man Shano, Bet That TV.
Bet that.
And I know it's getting redundant at this point, but I'm going to still say, be aware of COVID. I still see a few people wearing their mask. I know sanitizing of the hands is still critical, because I be washing mine every day before I go to work. You know what I mean? So before we jump right into this thing, put the disclaimer out. These are the opinions of Rex Robinson Jr., a.k.a. Big Thorough, my man Shannon Thibodeau, a.k.a. Big Shano. This is our platform. We can say what we want to say, when we want to say, how we want to say it.
Right on.
If you don't like it,
Well, we want you to like it. So
I say fuck you.
we want you to like it. So check it out. From now on, you know what I'm saying, give us your feedback and we'll be able to serve you better in this capacity.
But what if they talking down in the comments?
But it don't matter, they talking.
True enough. True enough.
They talking, so
So yeah, man, we're gonna jump right into it. So me and Shannon was just sitting up here talking. I don't know if it's about 3-4 days old. But I don't know if the world is really abreast of the thing that went on with the two gentlemen who got kicked out the house because.
But it's in Nashville, Tennessee, right?
Right. Good old boys.
They were part of gun control, right?
Right.
They did a peaceful rally for gun control and they were involved in it.
Inside the house, though.
Right. So they took a vote.
Right.
And they expelled Justin Pearson and Justin Jones.
Right.
Now, there was a third member named Gloria Johnson.
A white female.
White female. She stood with them, though, but she wasn't expelled. So what was the difference? So even when we're against you, you know what I'm saying? I think it's relative, really. Now, I believe in gun control, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it has to be a deterrent. What does a, 18-year-old boy need in this country? Not while he's at war, not when he's in the military, because you got the right to serve. I think you do have the right to bear arms. But what does he need with a gun that can shoot 40, 50 times?
Yeah.
You look at the school shootings, which is on the low side, but it's so horrific, it makes national news, right?
Yeah.
And people don't think about gun control. We start talking about gun control when these events happen, but the real thing about it is, on an everyday basis, somebody get killed, right?
Right.
Behind a gun.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Whether it's domestic, whether it's on the street, whether it's a crime.
Whatever.
People are getting murdered with guns,
Every
right?
day.
And I think the more serious guns, we really need to have some kind of mental, background check. Not just you haven't committed a crime and you're trying to get weapons so that you can go and commit more crimes.
Yeah, because I was going to say, I'm actually right now, real story, Shannon, I'm trying to get my
Gun license?
Mm-hmm. And they got me jumping through hoops. Now they got me from something that happened when I was like 25 in Charlotte, Tennessee. It was a felony, but it happened like 20 years ago. And they want me, in order to get my license, I have to get with these people in Charlotte, Tennessee and get them to send me the paperwork so I could send it to the people in Texas.
The thing about it, and especially for people out of our community, is that we don't do the proper channels of getting a gun.
Right.
Now, you need to have a gun registered in your name. You need to have a gun that you have ownership of. And then in Texas, it's not even necessary to get that gun license you're trying to get. It's legal to open carry.
Right.
In Texas.
Yeah.
But if you go to Louisiana or whatever, your gun license don't carry with you no way.
Right.
But I'm a firm believer of, I'd rather be caught with it than caught without it. I've been caught without it before.
Rather to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Amen. Talk about it. But back to Nashville,
Right.
the state representative, they were reinstated.
Yeah.
The woman stood with him the whole time. We're not trying to put nothing on her, but it just shows you the mind state of the people who actually
are in control.
Right. It show you their mind state. You know.
Yeah,
what I'm
but like
saying?
you said, they suspended him, but turn right back around and reinstate him. So in a way, it's a mind your manners, boy.
Well, I mean, I think they stood pretty strong, and I think, you know, being in that spotlight, you know, now you see them on the Breakfast Club, you see them on these platforms that are giving attention to what they're going. So these guys will be able to, you know, get the vote to be able to stay in office. They're gonna have a special election with these guys to see if they maintain their speed. I like what Justin Jones had to say about, you know, some of his stance on gun control, but I think the Second Amendment is misquoted, right?
Right.
It is the right to bear arms, right?
Yeah.
Against enemies, foreign and domestic, right?
Right.
So this is why, so the government can't just impose against the people. But when you really think about it, how can we ever get together, right?
Right.
I mean, I work 60, 65 hours a week.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't got no time for rallies. You know what I'm saying?
Picking
and most Americans who trying to have something, we ain't got that, you know, and that's what the government got us at.
Right.
You know, but when it comes to gun control, the reason why it affects all of us is because we all have kids. You know, I have, you know, even though she older and you might not have a child, but your nephew.
Yeah.
So we don't want them involved in these types of things, right?
Yeah.
So you got to be responsible out here, people, you know. It's a privilege to own a gun. Think about it in that way.
But you know, like you said, the youngsters got access to them. They call them sticks, right?
Right.
All of them got sticks,
yeah,
right?
They did it right in front of the house.
Right? All of them got sticks. Now, I will say this. Your stance on gun control, do you feel will it help us or are they disarming the people?
Well, you know, they would say that a liberal Democrat, basically, is trying to disarm people, right?
Yeah.
So that's a scare tactic, right? But I think that it should be, you know, it's like getting your license. You got to go through something to get that, right?
Right.
It should be that same kind of thing with the gun control. So I know that you're responsible, just like even though everybody that drives can't drive,
right,
they have a license, right? And it tells what you've done throughout the years.
To get this license.
Well, throughout the years with that license, like you've been pulled over, so I'm a speeder.
Yeah.
I'm in court fighting right now. Let me make you understand. I fight all
Heavy
that
foot,
shit.
huh?
I ain't paying. I ain't paying. I'm fighting, bro. But you know they have a history of that, right?
Right.
The same thing with a gun. Now you know they're going even further to where you face recognition and thumbprint and everything on the gun.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know what I'm saying? I'm just a strong believer in there should be some control, and we should also have the right to bear arms. So, you know, in that case, you know, I'm not heavy on the conservative or heavy on the liberal side. I just think that, you know, we as modern, intelligent, sophisticated people should know this. But the problem is our society seems to be so immature. Like you said, they call them sticks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And our young people, more than any other country, are the most immature. You know, so yeah, you know, but within, you know, but the government wants it both ways. At 18, maybe they're not mature enough to go into the army and murder people.
Yeah, and have a gun.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because when they come out, they unstable because these are young minds. You've been
traumatized, really.
Yeah, you go to war and get traumatized, but you've been spoiled here in this country.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even the poorest of us ain't as poor as the poor in the third world country, nowhere near.
We rich.
Our homeless is rich compared to them. You understand?
Yeah. My thing is, so how you think the kids getting access? You know, like we said, these kids got real guns,
so
military assault
and
rifles.
That's where you have to hold the people who make the guns, you know, like the Carlisle Group, who develop and sell. I mean, how do your guns get from your facility into the hands of kids?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Guns, I believe, you know, they're not stolen. They're not. Some of it, you know, we got to move these guns.
Yeah, black market.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right now, all right, they say it's considered there's enough guns for every man, woman, and child in America to have a gun.
Right.
If that's the
Think
case,
about that.
you know, yeah, this is why we may never get invaded, but there's other things on the horizons, right? So when it comes to the 2 representatives that did get expelled, I salute y'all. Y'all held tight.
No doubt.
You know, y'all stood up to the man. Y'all got your job back, and y'all never got your job back with leaving your principles behind. So I salute you.